Hello everyone and welcome to today's session. In this video we are going to explore a topic that is very important for agriculture and food security, fertilizers. In this lecture we will understand what are fertilizers, why they are important in modern farming, and we will discuss different types of fertilizers like we have chemical fertilizers, organic fertilizers and biofertilizers. We will discuss its advantages and its disadvantages. We will also discuss a brief account of microbes used as biofertilizers and eco-friendly alternative for chemical inputs. Finally, we will discuss marketable forms of biofertilizers, widely available in the form of powder or liquid, and how they are adapted by farmers across the world. Let's begin our journey into the world of fertilizers, the modern lifeline of agriculture. Firstly, I will discuss about the syllabus of this entire SAC course, that is biofertilizers. In first unit, we will discuss about the fertilizers, its introduction, types of fertilizers and their advantages and disadvantages, brief account of microbes as biofertilizers, marketable forms of biofertilizers. So this is the first chapter that I'm going to discuss today. In second unit, we will discuss about Rhizobium, which is the most common used biofertilizer. Its general account, isolation, identification, mass multiplication, carrier-based inoculants, application, crop response. Then third unit, we will discuss about actinoryzal symbiosis, that is Frankia, host micro, symbiote relationship, isolation, culture, application, and advantages. In second section, we'll discuss about the azospirillum, its isolation, mass multiplication, carrier-based inoculant, crop response. Then we'll discuss Azotobacter, its characteristic features, isolation, mass multiplication, application, and crop response. And the next comes phosphate solubilizing organism, its introduction, isolation, culture, and application. In section C, we will discuss Cyanobacteria, BGA, particularly one pteridophyte that contains Anabina, that is Azolla, association of Anabina and Azolla that helps in nitrogen fixation, then factor affecting growth, blue green algae and Azolla in rice cultivation, mycorrhizal association, types of mycorrhizal association, its taxonomy, occurrence and distribution. Then phosphorus nutrition, growth and yield, VAM, that is vesicular mycorrhiza, its isolation, inoculum production, influence on growth and yield of the crop. Then final section, it includes organic farming, which is the trending topic of modern world, green manuring and organic fertilizer, recycling of biodegradable municipal agriculture and industrial waste, biocompost making methods, types and method of vermicomposting, and its field application. So this is the syllabus of this book Biofertilizer. Today I will discuss the first chapter, that is Introduction to Biofertilizer and introduction. Before discussing about biofertilizer, firstly we will discuss about nutrients. As we know that plants require nutrients for its normal growth and development, and finally to obtain maximum yield from the crop plants. So we require a lot of nutrients. So there are essential 70 nutrients which are required, and they're categorized into different categories, like we have non-mineral nutrients, macronutrients and micronutrients. जो नॉन मिनरल न्यूट्रिएंट्स हैं ये प्लांट के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा अवेलेबल होते हैं, एंड दे आर obtained from atmosphere or environment. These are non-mineral nutrients and they are responsible for 90 to 96% of dry weight or biomass of living cell. The next comes macronutrients. Macronutrients means the nutrients which are required in large amount. So it includes mainly primary macronutrients, which include nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Then it also includes the secondary macronutrients जो कि थोड़ी कम मात्रा में plants को चाहिए. It includes calcium, magnesium and sulfur. The next comes micronutrients, which are required in small amount. So macronutrients are present near about that is greater than 1 milligram per gram of dry weight of the plant tissue. Agar the nutrients present are less than 1 milligram per gram of dry weight, so these are considered as micronutrients. So it includes iron, manganese, copper, zinc, boron, nickel, molybdenum and chlorine. So plant absorb these mostly from soil, and fertilizers help supplement deficient nutrients. So fertilizer का role है जो न्यूट्रिएंट्स कम होते हैं सॉइल में उनको सप्लीमेंट करना, ताकि जो प्लांट्स हैं दे शो बेस्ट ग्रोथ, डेवलपमेंट एंड फाइनली वी गेट मैक्सिमम yield. नेक्स्ट कम्स टाइप्स ऑफ फर्टिलाइजर्स. सो फर्टिलाइजर होते हैं ऐसे सब्सटेंसेस जो प्लांट्स के लिए अवेलेबल करवाते हैं न्यूट्रिएंट्स. It may provide a single nutrient or more than one nutrients to the plant so that plant can grow normally and we can get the maximum yield out of the plant. So any natural or synthetic substance containing one or more plant nutrients, उसे हम fertilizers कहते हैं, and they are applied in soil and these are essential for growth of the plant. We have different types of fertilizers. First category is chemical fertilizers, then we have organic fertilizers और जिन्हें हम manure भी कहते हैं. Then comes biofertilizers जो कि इस चैप्टर का नाम है, biofertilizers, that we'll discuss. The next comes plant growth promoting Rhizobium. So these are the bacteria जो कि plant के साथ symbiotic association नहीं show करते हैं. Means they will not penetrate the plant tissue like the rhizobia. ये present होते हैं on the surface of root और नाइट्रोजन को या और जो मिनरल्स हैं उनको solubilize करने में हेल्प करते हैं. So these are plant growth promoting Rhizobacteria which are present on the root surface और ये rhizobia की तरह plant की root की cortex में कोई inhabit नहीं करते. So the first category is chemical fertilizers. So these are synthetic chemical substances which provide synthetic nutrients to the plants. So these are synthetic nutrient compounds and they're of different types. The first one is single nutrient. It means it contains only one nutrient element. इसमें सिर्फ एक ही nutrient element होता है. For example, we have urea, which is used as source of nitrogen. So urea, then we have calcium ammonium nitrate. Again, it is a source of nitrogen. Then we have superphosphate, which is a source of phosphate. So it provides single nutrient for the plant. The next we have binary chemical nutrients. As the name indicate, इस तरह के जो chemical fertilizers होते हैं, they contain two components or nutrient elements. For example, we have MAP, that is monoammonium phosphate, which is a source of nitrogen as well as phosphate. The next we have DAP, that is diammonium phosphate, again source of nitrogen and phosphate. The next category is multi-nutrient complex. So it is the most common type of chemical fertilizers and the most common one, it contains more than two nutrients and the most common one is NPK fertilizers. So जिसमें nitrogen, phosphorus और potassium present होते हैं. There are certain drawbacks of using chemical fertilizers, like these can cause environmental pollution. They cause water pollution, eutrophication. Eutrophication is the phenomenon which is caused by nitrogen rich effluents when it enters in the water body. जब पानी में nitrogen rich कोई pollutant enter करता है, so there is an increase in growth of phytoplanktons and other aquatic plants which covers the entire surface of that water body, जिसकी वजह से hypoxic conditions create हो जाती हैं aquatic animals के लिए. And they also contaminate the soil. Then they are responsible for emission of certain greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and nitrous oxide. They makes the plant more prone to pest attack, which leads to many diseases. So we have to use the broad range of pesticide to get rid of these pests. They can destroy the beneficial microorganism in the soil, जिसकी वजह से जो natural fertility है soil की वो decrease होती है. Then they can make imbalance in the pH of soil, जिसकी वजह से जो nutrients availability है वो decrease हो जाती है plants के लिए. They also reduces porosity and aeration in the soil, which increases the erosion risk. The next, we mainly focus on the macronutrients while using chemical fertilizers, जिसमें mainly nitrogen, phosphorus और potassium पे ध्यान दिया जाता है, and we ignores essential trace elements which are also important for plants growth and development. Then जो crops हम produce करते हैं by using chemical fertilizer, they have reduced taste and less nutrients, and they can also leads to accumulation of toxic metals in the soil like cadmium and arsenic, which are carcinogenic. And the last one, जो भी chemical fertilizers होते हैं, they are very expensive, बहुत ज़्यादा costly होते हैं और उतना returns farmer को नहीं मिलता है. So these are some drawbacks of using chemical fertilizer. The next category of fertilizers include the organic fertilizers. As the name indicates, it includes the animal waste and plant residues, और इसे हम commonly manures भी कहते हैं. So these are naturally occurring substances which are derived from animal waste and plant residues that improve soil fertility and nutrient availability. So examples of this type of fertilizer include peat, compost, slurry, guano. Guano is birds excreta. जो बर्ड का एक्सक्रीटरी मटेरियल है मेनली सी बर्ड्स का, उसे हम ये टर्म यूज़ करते हैं गुआनो. देन क्रॉप रेजिड्यूज. सो वी हैव टाइप्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनिक फर्टिलाइजर. द फर्स्ट वन इज़ फार्म यार्ड मैन्योर विच इज़ द मोस्ट कॉमन वन. इसमें हम मेनली यूज़ करते हैं जो हर्बीवोर्स हैं, डोमेस्टिक एनिमल्स हैं, उनका फीकल मैटर एंड देयर यूरिन. दैन इट इज़ मिक्सड विद प्लांट मटेरियल लाइक स्ट्रॉ, हस्क और लीव्स. इसको मिक्स करते हैं और इसको डिकम्पोज होने देते हैं, एंड आफ्टर दैट इट इज़ टर्न्ड इनटू दिस nutritive farm yard manure. In modern farms without straw bearing, उसमें हम आजकल liquid form में यूज़ करते हैं इस manure को, that is in the form of slurry. So nutrient content depends on the animals. So किस animal का हम fecal matter यूज़ कर रहे हैं, that is the sheep manure which is high in nitrogen and potassium, while the chicken manure that is rich in nitrogen and phosphorus, while pig manure is relatively low in nutrients. The next type of organic fertilizer is compost. So this is again produced by microbial decomposition of organic matter which include leaves, farm kitchen waste and dung. So microbes इसको degrade करते हैं and convert it into the nutritive material which can increase the growth of plant. So microorganisms involved in this process are bacteria, actinobacteria and fungi. Age to reduce order before use. इट मीन्स जो फार्म यार्ड ये जो मैन्योर बनता है, कंपोस्ट बनता है, इसका जो कलर है दैट चेंजेस, इट बिकम्स डार्क इन कलर जब ये डिग्रेड किया जाता है माइक्रोब्स के द्वारा, एंड इट इम्प्रूव सॉइल स्ट्रक्चर, न्यूट्रिएंट कंटेंट एंड माइक्रोबियल एक्टिविटी इन द सॉइल. द नेक्स्ट टाइप ऑफ organic fertilizer is vermicompost, as the name indicate. So this is the compost which is made with the help of earthworm. So as we know that earthworm which is commonly known as farmer's friend, so ये जो vermicompost it is produced by using earthworm. It includes species like we have this Eudrilus, Eugenia and Icenia foetida. So ये जो species हैं they are used to produce this vermicompost which is rich in nutrients and increase the crop growth, plant growth and its yield. So worms decompose organic matter and their castings are rich in nutrients. So they produces high quality compost which is known as vermicompost. So this compost improves soil aeration, water retention capacity of the soil और microbial health को भी improve करता है. So this is very important or high quality compost. This is called as worm compost, vermicast or worm manure. So इन नाम से इसे जाना जाता है. The next type of organic fertilizer is the green manure, in which we use the green plants as manure. So जो कुछ plants है, specific plants हैं which mainly belongs to family Leguminaceae or Fabaceae, उन plants को हम as a green manure use करते हैं. So leguminous crops grown and plowed into the soil which improve soil fertility. Example include Sesbania aculeata. Then we have Crotalaria gynecea, Vignangiculata, Sesbania rostrata. This is the photograph of Sesbania rostrata. तो ये जो plants होते हैं they show the association with one soil bacteria that is Rhizobium. और ये जो Rhizobium होता है that helps nitrogen fixation. So these crops form symbiotic association with Rhizobium and fix atmospheric nitrogen. So it improves soil structure, then NPK content in the soil and prevents soil erosion. There are some case studies, like we have some case studies. जैसे कुछ plants है, we have temperate clover जिसको हम as a fodder crop use करते हैं for feeding animals. तो ये जो crop है और दूसरी जो crop है that is called lucerne. So इसको हम as a fodder use करते हैं for our domestic animals, so they can fix atmospheric nitrogen near about 164 to 463 kilogram nitrogen per hectare. So इतना nitrogen ये fix करते हैं soil में and makes the soil nitrogen rich. So this is how these plants are used as green manure in the fields. Next comes certain advantages of organic fertilizers. So they play a very important role and they supply balanced nutrient in natural form, और ये एनहेंस करते हैं सॉइल का स्ट्रक्चर, इस टेक्सचर एंड कार्बन टू नाइट्रोजन रेशियो आल्सो, और इम्प्रूव करते हैं वाटर रिटेंशन कैपेसिटी, जिसे हम वाटर होल्डिंग कैपेसिटी भी कहते हैं सॉइल की, एंड इट इंक्रीज द ग्रोथ ऑफ बेनिफिशियल माइक्रोब्स आल्सो इन द सॉइल, जिससे कि न्यूट्रिएंट्स और ज़्यादा मोबिलाइज होते हैं सॉइल में एंड दे आर अवेलेबल फॉर द प्लांट्स. दे प्रमोट न्यूट्रिएंट साइक्लिंग एंड लॉन्ग टर्म सॉइल प्रोडक्टिविटी. एंड these fertilizers are eco-friendly. इसके कोई साइड इफेक्ट्स ज़्यादा नहीं है. दे आर कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव एंड अल्टरनेटिव टू द केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर्स. दे आर गुड अल्टरनेटिव फॉर chemical fertilizers. The next comes biofertilizers. As the name indicates, bio means living. So in this type of fertilizer, we use certain living organism in their live form or in their dormant form, which increase the availability of nutrients in the soil for the plants. तो ये जो microbes हैं, like we have some cyanobacteria, fungi and bacteria, जो कि soil में nutrients का amount increase करते हैं and they make the nutrients available for the plants, जिससे जो plant है they show good growth, development and yield. So we have different types of biofertilizers. First of all, biofertilizers, these are microbial inoculants. इन्हें हम इस नाम से भी जानते हैं. And these are preparation containing beneficial live or dormant microorganisms that helps to improve nutrient availability for the plants. जो मेनली हम माइक्रोब्स यूज़ करते हैं, वी यूज़ सर्टेन डायजोट्रॉप्स. डायजोट्रॉप्स आर द नाइट्रोजन फिक्सिंग बैक्टीरियाज. देन वी हैव फॉस्फेट solubilizing microbes and sulfur and mineral solubilizing bacteria and fungi. So ये जो बायोफर्टिलाइजर्स है, इसमें ये माइक्रोब्स, फंजाई आते हैं जो न्यूट्रिएंट्स को अवेलेबल करते हैं प्लांट्स के लिए इन द सॉइल. Application methods. So there are different ways of using these biofertilizers. So we can use these on seeds directly, जिसे हम seed priming भी कहते हैं. Then they can be used on the plant surfaces as spray, foliar spray की तरह, और इसे हम soil में भी यूज़ करते हैं, जिसे बोलते हैं हम drenching, soil drenching. तो इस फॉर्म में हम इन्हें यूज़ कर सकते हैं इन द कंपोस्टिंग एरिया, जहाँ पे हम कंपोस्ट बनाते हैं, वहाँ पे हम इन बायोफर्टिलाइजर्स को यूज़ कर सकते हैं. So they can be used on seeds, plant surfaces, and soil and composting areas. The next comes purpose. What is the purpose of using biofertilizers? To make nutrients more available to plants, जिसकी वजह से जो plant की growth है वो enhance हो जाएगी and finally it will increase the yield so that we can get maximum yield out of that plant. So the next use is they reduce dependency on chemical fertilizers. So these are some main purposes of using biofertilizers, and they are good alternative to the chemical fertilizers. Next comes key characteristics of a good biofertilizers. They should contain high viable microbial cell count. मेन जो active microbial cell है उनका number बहुत ज़्यादा high होना चाहिए. So that is considered as good biofertilizer. Then they should be effective in nitrogen fixation and they should have high ability of mineral solubilization so that plant can easily absorb nutrients from the soil. There are certain government regulations जो कि biofertilizers को follow करनी पड़ेगी before they are coming into the market. जो farmer उनको use करे तो they have to follow some norms. So they should be covered under Fertilizers Control Order, that is FCO 1985, and they should also comes under this Essential Commodities Act 1955. In addition to this, they should follow standards and testing procedures which are defined by the government. The next comes definitions of biofertilizer from various sources. First, given by B.Sc in 2003. So biofertilizers includes living microbes that colonize in the plant and helps by increasing nutrient supply. तो ये जो microbes हैं ये colonize करते हैं plant के rhizosphere को और फिर plant के लिए increase करते हैं nutrient supply. The next, there are another person like we have Fuentis, Ramirez and Caballero Melado in 2005. They have defined biofertilizers as living microbes that helps plant growth and yield directly or indirectly. ऐसे living microbes जो plant की growth और yield को increase करते हैं directly or indirectly. The next, Ministry of Agriculture, India, 2006 and 2009. They have defined biofertilizer as carrier-based microbial products that helps in nitrogen fixation, phosphorus solubilization and nutrient mobilization. So these are different definitions from different sources. This is the table which shows biofertilizer type based on their nature and function. Firstly, we have nitrogen fixing biofertilizer. It includes free living bacteria which include Azotobacter, Clostridium, Anabaena and Nostoc. जो ये BG है, they can fix nitrogen freely and they can also show association, symbiotic association with other group of plant and can fix a nitrogen. The next comes symbiotic bacteria which include Rhizobium, the most commonly used biofertilizer which shows association with leguminous plants. Then Frankia, then Anabaena azole. Then we have associated symbiotic bacteria which include Azospirillum. Second category is phosphate solubilizing biofertilizers which include bacteria like we have Bacillus megaterium varieties phosphaticum, then Bacillus circulans, Pseudomonas trita. Then there is fungi that helps in phosphate solubilization. As a biofertilizer, it includes species of Penicillium, Aspergillus, Avamori. Then third category is phosphate mobilizing biofertilizers. It includes the endomycorrhizal fungi, that is arbuscular mycorrhiza, which includes species of fungus like Glomus species, Gigaspora species. Then we have Aculospora species and Scutellospora species and Sclerocystis species. So ये जो endomycorrhizal fungi हैं, and they helps in phosphate mobilizing. Then we have Actomycorrhiza which includes Lacaria species. And then we have Pisolithus, Boletus and Amanitus species. They also helps in phosphate mobilization. The next category of biofertilizer include plant growth promoting Rhizobacteria, जो कि symbiotic bacteria नहीं होते हैं. It includes Pseudomonas fluorescens. Then we have biofertilizers for micronutrients. It includes zinc solubilizing bacteria, that is Bacillus species. And we have the next table which shows biofertilizer and their recommended crops. We have Rhizobium, Bradyrhizobium, Azorhizobium and Cyanobacteria. इनको हम मेनली यूज़ करते हैं इन केस ऑफ पल्सेस. जो ब्रेडिराइजोबियम में इसको यूज़ किया जाता है इन केस ऑफ सोयाबीन क्रॉप. देन वी हैव ऑयल सीड्स एंड फोडर्स में भी जैसे हमारे पास क्लोवर है, ल्यूसरीन है, सो उनमें यूज़ किया जाते हैं ये. उनमें बायोफर्टिलाइजर्स की तरह यूज़ किया जाते हैं ये बैक्टीरियाज. देन नेक्स्ट वी हैव एजोस्पाइरलम. सो इट is effective in case of rice crop, wheat, millets, maize, sorghum and sugarcane. Then we have Azotobacter. It is effective in case of rice, wheat, millets, minor cereals, cotton, vegetables and flour mustard flours. Then we have BG, Brugnelli. It is effective in case of paddy, that is submerged rice. Then Azola, again it is used in paddy fields. Then we have phosphate solubilizing bacteria. They are used in all the crops. Mycorrhiza, they are mainly used in many tree species. The next comes quality standard for biofertilizer production. There are certain norms that should be followed before producing the biofertilizer by a manufacturer. So this biofertilizer should contain certain label parameters which are mandatory for marketing biofertilizer, which include like name of product and manufacturer. जो manufacturer है और product का नाम है वो mention होना चाहिए. Then target crops, किन crops में हम इसे use कर सकते हैं and application के methods क्या हैं. Then what is the number of viable cell present in this biofertilizer and propagule count. Then nutrient solubilization and fixation efficiency for bacteria or inoculation efficiency for mycorrhizal fungi. The next is shelf life, means इसकी expiry date कितना time की है. So if they are carrier based, means solid form में अगर हम use करते हैं तो इसकी जो shelf life है that is less than 6 months. If we use it for liquid based biofertilizer, so its shelf life is more than a year. इसमें हम mainly use करते हैं Azobacter को, Azospirillum को और phosphate solubilizing bacteria को. Then contamination level कितना है, वो soil को contaminate करते हैं वो इसमें लिखा होना चाहिए. How it will impact the soil pH and in which form we are using it. Then next, organic matter कितना है इसमें, carbon content कितना है, and what is the net mass and water content present in biofertilizer. Then is storage instructions, means कहाँ पे store करना है, so they should be stored in cool and dry places away from sunlight. The next, microorganism must be accurately identified, preferably using molecular methods. जो बहुत ही स्टीक मेथड्स हैं उनको यूज़ करके जो माइक्रोब्स हम यूज़ कर रहे हैं उनको हम प्रॉपरली आइडेंटिफाई करें बिफोर यूजिंग इट एज अ बायोफर्टिलाइज़र. दैन कुछ इंस्ट्रक्शंस क्लियरली मैंशनड होनी चाहिए. जो पैकेज्ड बायोफर्टिलाइज़र लाइक एप्लीकेशन, क्या क्या इसके यूजेस हैं, किस तरह से हम इसे यूज़ कर सकते हैं, एंड व्हाट इज़ द आइडियल डोज ऑफ यूजिंग इट, and what is the timing. So these all the information should be printed on the packaging. The next, farmers awareness workshop are suggested to avoid misuse. And finally, soil management, कैसे कर सकते हैं, weed control कैसे कर सकते हैं, irrigation instructions specifically अगर हम यूज़ कर रहे हैं फंगस को, mycorrhiza को, to increase the nutrient content in the soil. So these must be provided. So these are some quality standards which should be followed while using biofertilizers. And they should also use ISO standards, that is International Organization of Standardization, to enhance quality assurance. Next, there comes certain Indian legal framework and regulation that some of them we have already discussed. India is among the first countries to have legal framework for biofertilizers, regulated under the Essential Commodity Act 1955 that I have already discussed, and Fertilizer Control Order FCO 1985, जिसको बाद में अमेंड किया गया था 2009, 2010 और 2015 में. Then Ministry of Agriculture regulations in 2006 and 2009 defines production and marketing norms. Then BIS, that is Bureau of Indian Standards, has also issued quality control guidelines for using biofertilizers. So ये जो norms हैं legal framework और regulations के, ये follow करने पड़ते हैं while using biofertilizers. Next comes biofertilizer types covered under Indian laws. So there are 7 different types of microbes and fungi that can be used as biofertilizer, which include Rhizobium, Azotobacter, Azospirillum, phosphate solubilizing bacteria, potassium solubilizing bacteria, biofertilizers, and we have the zinc solubilizing biofertilizers, and finally comes mycorrhizal fungi, that is worm fungi, vesicular or vesicle mycorrhiza. The next comes minimum viable counts as per Indian standards, means कितने cells 1 ग्राम अगर हम सॉलिड इनोकुलम यूज़ कर रहे हैं बायोफर्टिलाइज़र का, उसमें कितना नंबर होना चाहिए, अगर हम लिक्विड यूज़ कर रहे हैं तो उसमें कितना वाइबल नंबर ऑफ सेल्स होने चाहिए. सो इट फॉलोज इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड्स लाइक दिस. सो इन केस ऑफ सॉलिड इनोकुलम, सो जो नंबर ऑफ सेल्स है वो प्रेजेंट होने चाहिए 5 × 10⁻7 सेल्स पर ग्राम, दैट इज़ 50 million cells in per gram of solid biofertilizers. The next, अगर हम यूज़ कर रहे हैं liquid biofertilizer, so it should contain 1 × 10⁸ cells in per ml of this biofertilizer. So it is near about 100 million cells in per ml of the liquid biofertilizers. This is the Indian standards. ये follow होना चाहिए while using biofertilizers. If we are using mycorrhizal fungi, so there should be more than 100 viable propagules or hyphae of worm fungi per gram of the mycorrhizal fungi. Then other functional criteria include Rhizobia must produce effective nodules in the plant. Azotobacter, they should fix more than 10 milligram nitrogen per gram of sucrose. Then Azospirillum, they must form white pellicle in nitrogen-free media. And phosphate solubilizing bacteria, they must form greater than 5 mm solubilization zone on media. So these are some criteria that should be followed by biofertilizers as per Indian standards. Next comes history of biofertilizers. तो जो सबसे पहला प्रोडक्ट एज अ बायोफर्टिलाइजर रिलीज़ किया गया था in the world, that was nitrogen kit, which was basically Rhizobium containing biofertilizer. So this was the first commercial biofertilizer developed by Nobe and Hiltner in 1895, which was from UK and USA. Initially it was agar based, later on it was replaced by peat based carriers, क्योंकि जो mortality rate था microbes का, that was high in agar, so agar को replace कर दिया गया था peat से. In India, commercial production started in late 1960s. Specifically after yellow seed soybean was introduced in India. Next comes the Indian scenario of biofertilizers. So massive rise in biofertilizer use in past 4 to 5 decades due to concern over chemical fertilizers effect. जो नेशनल प्रोजेक्ट है ऑन डेवलपमेंट एंड यूज ऑफ बायोफर्टिलाइजर दैट वाज स्टार्टेड इन 1989 to 1999. So it was initiated by Ministry of Agriculture, implemented by a National Biofertilizer Development Center, which is established in Ghaziabad. Then Azola showed the highest nitrogen contribution per hectare. तो इसको हम यूज़ करते हैं mainly paddy field में. It is followed by Rhizobium, then BGA, Azospirillum and Azotobacter. The next, Karnataka is the largest producer of biofertilizer. That is near about 16,462.62 tons. This is according to the statistics of 2014-2015. It is followed by Tamil Nadu. So Tamil Nadu produces 15,373.29 tons biofertilizers. The next comes advantages of biofertilizers. So there are many advantages of using biofertilizers, which include like it enriches soil with essential nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium and trace elements leading to higher crop yield. तो जैसे केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर्स थे उनमें मेनली फोकस किया जाता है मेजर जो मैक्रो न्यूट्रिएंट्स हैं उन पे, बट जो बायोफर्टिलाइजर्स है दे कैन ऐड ट्रेस एलिमेंट्स टू द सॉइल आल्सो, जिससे कि क्रॉप की जो yield है वो इंक्रीज होती है. दैन they reduce dependence on chemical fertilizers, making them eco-friendly and less polluting, improve soil health and fertility over the time, enhances plant immunity, जिससे कि जो plant है they becomes pest resistant और हमें कम pesticides का यूज़ करना पड़ता है, they are less susceptible to diseases. इसके अलावा जो biofertilizers हैं वो maintain करते हैं beneficial microbial diversity in the soil, including plant growth promoting rhizomicrobes. Then they improve soil's physical and chemical properties, supporting long-term soil fertility. जो biofertilizers हैं they are mostly cost effective, बहुत ही cheap rate में हमें मिलते हैं, and they are affordable by farmers. For the small and marginal farmers, they are cost effective. So these are some advantages of using biofertilizer. Next comes disadvantages. As we know that the biofertilizer they contain living organisms, so they require careful handling of these biofertilizers. The next, their action is very slow initially. Initially जब हम क्रॉप में इसे यूज़ करते हैं तो हमें ज़्यादा yield इससे नहीं मिलती है, so it require patience. The next, they are susceptible to contaminations. मान लीजिए इसमें कुछ फंगस अगर ग्रो कर जाए, so there is contamination of biofertilizers, जिससे कि जो क्रॉप की yield है वो अच्छी नहीं होगी, so they should be handled properly. The next, they require proper storage and lose effectiveness after expiry. So इसकी expiry date है उसके बाद ये ज़्यादा effective नहीं होते हैं. The next, use of ineffective or poor quality strains can harm the crop productivity. So we should use high quality strains of microbes to obtain maximum benefit. Then their viability is affected by extreme soil conditions like temperature, moisture and pH. So they require optimum conditions for their functioning. So these are certain drawbacks of using biofertilizer. So the next type of fertilizer is plant growth promoting Rhizobacteria. ये जो बैक्टीरिया होते हैं they are free living, means they are non-symbiotic and they colonize rhizosphere. ये रूट के सरफेस के ऊपर प्रेजेंट होते हैं, they do not penetrate the root tissue और ये सरफेस के ऊपर होते हैं. they play a very important role like enhance plant growth by nutrient supply, biological control. They produces siderophores. Siderophores are the molecules which are produced by microbes and fungi, which makes iron available for the plants. जो iron होता है that is present in ferric iron form, और ये जो form है it is not available for the plants. Plant इसे absorb नहीं कर पाते हैं. So siderophore जो molecules होते हैं they makes this iron available for the plants. Then antibiotics. The next, niche exclusion. It means जो microbes होते हैं they do not show competition with other species. So they have separation of their niche, means they have different way of life, they do not compete with each other. Difference from Rhizobia. Rhizobia are symbiotic, as we know that they forms root nodules in the leguminous plants, while these plant growth promoting Rhizobacteria are non-symbiotic and they just inhabit root surface. Applications, there are certain trade names like Quantum 4000. इसमें जो bacterial combination it include Bacillus subtilis, strain GBO3. It is used in case of peanuts and cotton. and the country which uses it is USA. Then there is combination of Pseudomonas fluorescens strain, that is CN12 and TN5, used by China in 1991-1994. It reduces wheat disease and increase yield by 16 to 65%. तो ये जो combinations हैं नॉन सिम्बारिक बैक्टीरियाज के, ये यूज़ किए जाते हैं to get rid of diseases and to increase the yield. Next comes marketable forms of biofertilizers. So biofertilizers are now widely used across the world and they are available in two forms. First one is the solid form, जिसे बोलते हैं हम carrier based inoculants, and second one is liquid form, which include microbial inoculants and nutrients broth packed in sterilized bottles. So they are present in liquid form. These products are sold in different sizes and are easily available in Indian markets and online platforms like we have Amazon, Flipkart, eBay, etc. The first marketable form is carrier based inoculant, which is solid form. इसको हम सबसे ज़्यादा यूज़ करते हैं बायोफर्टिलाइजर्स में, और इसको प्रिपेयर करने के लिए यूज़ किया जाता है पीट, कोल, क्ले, कंपोस्ट, सोयाबीन मील, व्हीट ब्रान, सॉडस्ट, वर्मिकलाइट, काउलिन, बेंटोनाइट, सिलिकेट्स, इन मटेरियल्स को यूज़ किया जाता है, और इसको हम यूज़ करते हैं इन द फॉर्म ऑफ पाउडर, ग्रैन्यूल और बीड्स. और भारत में हम मोस्टली यूज़ करते हैं चारकोल, फार्म यार्ड मैन्योर और कंपोस्ट. आजकल इसके कुछ नए अल्टरनेटिव्स लाइक नेचुरल पॉलीमर्स, इट इंक्लूड स्टार्च, एंड वी हैव this, that is carboxy methyl cellulose. तो इसको भी यूज़ किया जाता है. These are eco-friendly and cost-effective alternatives for the traditional carriers like charcoal, farmyard manure and compost. इसको बनाया कैसे जाता है? So the process includes, सबसे पहले जो carriers हम यूज़ कर रहे हैं उसे sterilize करना पड़ता है. Then they are mixed with this inoculum, that is bacteria. Then they are packed in polythene bags. और इन बैग्स की प्रॉपर लेबलिंग की आती है जिसमें लिखा आता है प्रोडक्ट का नाम, किस क्रॉप के लिए यूज़ करना है, वाइबल सेल का नंबर कितना है, और जो भी यूज़ करने की इंस्ट्रक्शंस है वो सभी इस पैकिंग में लिखी जाती है. एंड द नेक्स्ट मार्केटेबल फॉर्म इज़ लिक्विड बायोफर्टिलाइजर. इट इज़ डेवलप्ड बाय गवर्नमेंट एजेंसीज लाइक यूनिवर्सिटीज़ एंड प्राइवेट कंपनीज. इट कंटेन्स न्यूट्रिएंट ब्रॉथ, जो न्यूट्रिएंट सॉल्यूशन होता है, विद माइक्रोबियल इनोकुलेंट्स पैक्ड इन बॉटल्स. एप्लीकेशंस, इसको हम यूज़ कर सकते हैं एज अ सीड ट्रीटमेंट, जिसे हम सीड प्राइमिंग बोलते हैं, रूट डिपिंग एंड सॉइल एप्लीकेशन, दैट इज सॉइल ड्रेंचिंग. एडवांटेजेस ओवर सॉलिड फॉर्म, इसकी शेल्फ लाइफ होती है बहुत ज़्यादा, दैट इज़ नियर अबाउट 1 year to 2 years. हाई, इसमें जो माइक्रोबियल सर्वाइवल रेट है दैट इज़ हायर, और दिस इज लेस प्रोन टू कंटेमिनेशन एंड कैन बी स्टोर्ड एट वाइडर टेम्परेचर रेंजेस, बेटर एस्टेब्लिशमेंट इन सॉइल एंड ऑन सीड्स. This was all about for our today's discussion about biofertilizers. I hope you will get some idea from this presentation. If you have any questions, queries, and any suggestions, give it in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Have a great time.